Okay, we are going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing I want to go over is not what we're doing in class. We're doing two things today. We're gonna go over your homework. I wanna go over that first because then you're going to be in breakout rooms. And I don't know quite how long the breakout rooms are going to take. I'm anticipating 10 minutes, but I'm trying to kind of gauge it. So I want to make sure we go over this first and answer any questions, and so that we have time for the other stuff at the end. So again, this is your homework if you want to pull it up. It was posted in two places. It was posted in the mainstream under your assignments for the week, as well as it was posted under the coursework tab or classwork tab where you're turning your assignments in. I posted it there too. I got some feedback. Some people seemed like they wanted your assignments there. So if you want to open it now, you can. If not, like I said, I'm going to go over this for you now. So your homework tonight is comparing needs versus wants. Remember, a need is necessity for survival, and a want is beyond that. So although online resources and financial gurus will tell you that it's pretty clear cut what qualifies as a need versus a want, in real life it's often not that clear. For example, if you decide to live in Chicago while your family lives in Phoenix and visiting them is a priority for you, you might consider 4 flights a year a necessity. On the other hand, your extreme love of scuba diving might make 4 flights a year to Hawaii or Florida seem like a need when it's possibly more of a want. So financial people will kind of, this says in here, it's cut and dry. Do you need it to survive or not? But it's not always that clear cut in real life. So part 1 of this assignment is assessing your values. So assume that your fundamental needs of housing, clothing, and food have been met, and you already have a savings plan in place. Your budget may allow you to spend on a few extras. So again, all of your needs have been met. You have housing, you have clothing, you have food, and you're already putting money away in a savings plan. So what you're going to do in this table, you're going to go through this list, put a 1 for things that are a need for you. You consider them a need. 2 is a high priority want. You really want it. And 3 is a low priority want. You can leave some blank if they don't fit into your lifestyle at all. And then fill in empty boxes with items that you value that we haven't included. So just kind of going through these, you'll read through these, mark them a 1, 2, or 3, or you can leave them blank. So for example, holiday and other gift giving. Maybe you don't celebrate holidays, and so you could leave that one blank. Cell phone plan. I'm assuming most of you will say that is a need, that you consider having a cell phone plan a need. So again, you'll go through, you'll mark these 1, 2, or 3, or leave them blank. Sorry, finishing up, people getting here. They also left some blank boxes, so when you go to the next page, there's some blank boxes there for you. If there's something in your life that is, you consider a need, or that they just left off this list, you can add it in and add the appropriate number next to it. Questions so far? That first part hopefully is pretty straightforward. Then you're going to do the next part, plan your discretionary spending. So let's pretend that you are in the 2019 average college graduate income and you're using the 50-30-20 method of budgeting. We haven't gone over this method. It doesn't apply to this assignment really. What it is the 50-30-20 is that you spend 50% of your income on needs, 30% on wants, and 20% into saving. you'll have roughly $900 per month to divide among the categories above. So they've already done the 50, 30, 20 for you, and they're saying this 30% on your wants is $900. Reflect on your priorities you've set above and create a budget for the needs and wants you'd like to be able to fulfill each month. So you're going to kind of go back to this first list. You'll start writing in anything that was a 1. Those are needs for you. So for example, maybe it's your cell phone plan. And then how much you think you'll spend on that a month. If you're not sure, maybe ask your parents, hey, how much is my phone bill a month? Let's just say it's $100. You'll go through all of these. Like something, if you choose something like trendy clothing, you get to pick however much you'll spend on that each month. The total from this column should be $900. If you need to add a few more or kind of, that's fine. But all of these should have a sum of $900. That's all the money you get here. If it's a little less, fine. But using this 50, 30, 20, you have $900 to spend on your wants. And then just kind of going to the next page, it says, which of the, using your wants budget above, so using this budget, which of these items would be the easiest to give up if your life circumstances force you to? Oh, sorry, you couldn't see that. So we've been talking about, you know, sometimes your income changes, sometimes things come up and you might have to get your car fixed and take some money out of, you know, where you planned on spending it elsewhere. So you would say, which of these would be the easiest for you to give up? And maybe there's a couple of them, and they're probably going to be your lower priority items, more of the items that you marked as the number 3. What's going to be the hardest for you to give up and why? You know, if life got really hard and you were barely making it and could only put money into your needs, which of these would be the biggest struggle to give up? And then how do your values inform your decisions in this category? So number 3 is going to be a really short answer. Number 4 is probably just going to be 1 or 2 sentences. Number 5, I'm going to say it should probably be about 2 or 3 sentences. And then the last part here on number 3, so part 3, I'm sorry, it says, consider this example. Your cousin graduated from college and got an intro-level job in human resources at a large company in Washington, D.C. Left over from college, they have 1 nice suit, a few business-appropriate shirts and pants, 1 professional pair of shoes. Your cousin's job requires them to be in business attire every day. Would you consider your cousin's desire to upgrade their wardrobe a need or a want? There's no right or wrong answer. You just need to explain why you feel that way. So is getting new clothes for this job a need or a want? And then they're going to kind of ask you more questions about this scenario. What's the appropriate, if they decide they need more clothes, how much should they have? And then what should be your cousin's approach? You know, how should they go about it? Should your cousin buy all of this new stuff at once? Should they, for 1 month, say, hey, I'm going to cut these things out of my budget so I can buy all these clothes? Should they buy 1 or 2 things each month to where their first month they're wearing a lot of the same clothes, but in 6 months they might have more of a wardrobe to circle through? Again, no right or wrong answer. Just should be kind of clear on what you think would be the best option there. All right, so that is your homework. Do we have any questions on that before we move on to what we are doing today? No? Okay, let's see. So what you're going to be doing today is critiquing budgets activity. So it's here in your classwork stream. So have one person make a Google Doc and share it with everyone in your group. Put all names at the top of the document. Some of you did not do this last time, and it made it quite difficult when I was trying to give everyone a grade. So there are 4 budgets here attached. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Your group will be assigned just one of them. And you're going to write a short paragraph critiquing it using these questions. But feel free to elaborate beyond that. If something jumps out at you that kind of isn't one of these questions, put it in there. So you're writing this paragraph. So is the spending higher in certain areas because it's a want or a need? Is the person spending excessively or carelessly in certain areas? What could the person do to reduce their expenses? Is the person making the most of their money? Is there anything else you'd recommend that the person change? So again, those are just kind of bullet points to help guide your answer. You don't necessarily have to answer every single one of those, and maybe you have something else that comes to mind. So if I just, and then when you're done, only one person needs to submit it. You'll all be given that grade. So let me see if I can share this a little bit better. Okay, so here's budget number 1. It has some of the questions at the top. The other ones don't. So here it tells you their monthly income is $2,500. Their total monthly expenses is $2,720. So their balance is negative $220. It lists this person's expenses for the month. And then it gives this pie chart of what % of their income they're spending on each of those things. One thing I want to point out about this pie chart that I do not love, it's just the way the program worked. It only lists the top 10. So you can see that there's more than 10 things here. I think there's 11 or 12 on this one. And so they're not all listed, but you could figure out what they are. So to figure out the %, again, you don't have to figure it out. It's done for you. They did $1,000 for the mortgage divided by the 2720. And that's, so they're saying 30% of their expenses here goes to their rent or mortgage. And all of the other ones look very similar. Same idea, it's gonna list their expenses. So you're gonna open a Google Doc, share it, and then you'll just kind of go through and you can break it down expense by expense. You could look at the percentages and say, well, I think they're spending too much on their wants and not their needs. They should be saving more, whatever your group thinks of. Is that clear? Maybe, hopefully. All right, so let's see. I'm going to assign each of you one of these budgets. Just to make it pretty quick, if you're in breakout room 1, 2, 3, or 4, that'll be your budget number. Breakout room 1 is budget number 1, breakout room number 2, budget number 2, breakout room number 3, budget number 3. If you're in breakout room number 5, you'll do budget number 1. Let me create these now so that you can see. If you're in breakout room number 6, you're going to do number 2. If you're in breakout room number 7, you're going to do number 3. In breakout room number 8, you're going to do number 4. All right. Do we know what budget we're looking at in this room?
4.
Okay, just making sure. And do we have any questions on what we're being asked to do?
As of right now, no.
Okay, let me know if something comes up. I'm gonna check in with all the rooms.
Okay.
All right, do we in here know what budget we are looking at?
Yeah, agree.
Okay, and do we have any, excuse me, questions about how to get started and what we're doing on here?
I think we're okay.
Okay, awesome. Let me know if anything comes up.
All right, thank you.
All right, in here, do we know what we are working on?
Yes, number 2.
Number 2, okay. And do we have any questions on getting started or what's being asked of us?
No, no questions here.
Okay. Let me know if anything comes up.
All right, thank you.
All right. We are doing budget number 1 in this room, yeah?
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry, we were working on the document.
Oh, that's fine. And so we know what we're doing and how to get started, and do we have any questions yet?
Not at the moment. We're just like copying stuff down on the thing.
Okay, awesome. Let me know if anything comes up.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Do we have any questions on how to get started or what we're being asked to do? Yes, no, maybe, no? Okay. Let me know if anything comes up. So copying what doc? Like the Google Doc that somebody shared or the budget one that I shared? Okay. I can try to email it to you if it's not downloading right. Or when you guys are in your breakout rooms, does it let you share your screen with other people? At the bottom, like mine has a green button that says share screen. I don't know if it gives you guys that option. So if yours isn't loading, maybe someone else in your group can just share their screen. And when you share your screen, you still don't have to have your camera on. But then everyone can see the budget, or you could always share the Google Doc as well. But if you share the budget, then you can look at what someone else sees. So if somebody in here doesn't mind doing that, if you want to try it at the bottom. Once you have that budget open, you just hit the share screen button and it should pop up with what you want to share. That's how mine works. I don't know how it works differently for students. Let me know if anything else comes up though. How are we doing in here? Do we know what we're doing or have any questions?
Yeah, we split it, the questions. There's 5. We split up in our group, and then the last one we're gonna all do together.
Okay, and make sure when you split them up, and I'm totally fine with that, just make sure you guys all kind of agree since you are getting the same grade.
Okay.
And if you need to have that discussion. Just to gauge, and it's not, how long do you guys think you need to finish?
Probably not that long.
Like 5
Yeah.
minutes?
Yeah, like 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay. And like I said, I'm just trying to gauge it. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
So, okay.
How are we
Looking-
doing in here on budget, your budget number 3?
Yes, that is correct.
Do we have any questions on it?
We're just trying to figure out how to like all of us how to like put everything down on the doc. Like, do you want us to just all of us come up with a paragraph together, or like each of us individually like put our own ideas? Like, what do you?
Ideally for me, if you guys could come up with one together, you basically just share your ideas out loud and see if you can put that into, like if you do one bullet point at a time, put that into one sentence at a time, and then you have your paragraph. That's kind of what I was thinking in my head.
Okay, sounds good.
Let me know if you have other questions.
All right. So, is the spending higher in certain areas?
How are we doing in here? Good, okay. Do we have any questions? Do we all know the expectations? I'll take this silence as a good thing. I assume maybe we're all just typing in the chat and that's why it's muted in here. Or in, not necessarily the chat, I'm sorry, in your Google Doc. Okay. Awesome. If anything comes up, let me know. And I'm just trying to gauge kind of how far are you guys in this? There were like the 5 bullet points, I think. How much more time do we think we need is kind of what I'm trying to gauge. And there's no right or wrong answer. I'm just asking a handful of the groups. Do you think 5, 10 more minutes is enough time? Do you think you'll finish in 10 minutes? Okay, thank you. In here, how much more time do you guys think you would need to finish? I'm just trying to gauge it for all the groups.
I want to say like 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes or so?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, is there?
Have any questions come up in here since you were just getting started when I was here last time?
I don't think so.
Okay. And then I'm just trying to gauge how long do you guys think you'll need to finish?
Maybe 5-10 minutes at most.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Mhm.